What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally video for you guys today. And today, we're going to have a look at Baldur's Gate 3, or at least try to. The Steam Deck had an interesting solution, since it has like little track pads, but I don't know how this one you're going to be able to control your character. I might have to leave it in that desktop mode, you know, and then use that guy and hitting the button back here, or something like that. But we'll see when we get in there what's what. Might not be playable at all. Hell, it might crash over and over again like Ratchet and Clank and not let me get any footage. Hopefully not, but hey, only one way to find out. Let's, try to get it hooked up to the capture computer, but probably won't work, and we'll probably be coming right back over here to look at the settings. But still gonna do a good old try and try to hook it up to the capture computer. But anyway, to the settings. Well, alright guys, here we are in the settings. We're going to do 1080p first, of course. We got it at the max refresh rate, full screen, VSync disabled, no frame rate cap. We're going to start off with Ultra. So let's just cruise through these. At least this one does let me, at least now I know how to do this now. This one at least lets you scroll down, is what I should say. The Steam Deck would not let me scroll until I grabbed the, the little bar on the side, which I didn't even notice. But, in any case, that's the bottom of Ultra settings. Probably not going to work very well, especially at 1080p, but hey, we're going to still try it anyway. That's just what we do here. So, let's go hop into the game and we'll see how it plays. Well, alright, here we go. Start of the game here. How do you move? There we go.
The pool that
well, we seem to be getting about the same FPS we were getting on the Steam Deck, but keep in mind this is at 1080p, not 720p. Investigation. Oh, I lose. So much lose. Failure.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Whatever, I'm gonna reach in there anyway. Oh no! I've been explodable. Loot.
Dead. Good. Odd. I feel better.
That is splendid. At least now I can hear that weird talking body the whole time. If I would have had sound, you know, it wouldn't have been an issue. So now I know what to do, but I just don't want to go and do that every single time because I didn't on the Steam Deck. Not until we get to the end. When we get to my settings, then I'll do that. And click on them and do all that shit. Alright, no, that's not a door, okay.
Help us.
Nope, can't do that right now. We're making a video. In any case, let's drop those settings down to high and see how it does. On to high graphics settings now at 1080p here. So let's just cruise on through here. There you go, high settings, and at least on here we can easily scroll through this, which is nice. And that's not the Steam Deck's fault either, that I couldn't do that easily. It was because of the way it came stock. It came stock with a setup where you use the little thumb thingies, touchpads. That's the word I was looking for. And yeah, that's how you move around and play. So this way works a lot better in my opinion on and handheld. So I'm sure there's some controller layout custom on the Steam Deck that could play just like this too. But in any case, let's get into the game. Here we go with 1080p high graphics settings now.
The pool that thing came from.
Honestly, graphics seem to be about the same. And yeah, getting about the same FPS too. So hopefully it didn't do that crap where I told it to change and it just didn't. Success.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
I did anyway. But yeah, seems to be about the same FPS as very high. Let's heal up.
Odd. I feel better. Dead. Good.
Well, I'll know if it didn't change the settings when I get back to the main menu and see if it says we went back to Ultra or some bullshit. Hopefully it didn't. I think it's just 1080p is really hard to run, so it's probably not going to change much.
1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
Well, that'd be a funny experience.
We are trapped.
Yes, I know, but I can't deal with that right now. Not right now, maybe later. Alright though, why don't we tone it down to medium now? That is, if it actually went down to high. If it didn't, I'll have to redo the whole thing and just delete this, and you won't even see this in the first place. Well, alright, now we're gonna do medium, and when I got back, it was on high graphic settings. It did not revert to ultra, so I know it's actually changing. I think this is just a hard game to run on high and ultra at 1080p on such a device. Or at least on my particular Ally, anyway. A lot of people have been telling me mine underperforms, and I kind of believe it. Anyway, though, we got to the bottom, so let's go hop in the game. Well now, here we are on medium graphics settings, and we still can't quite stay at a constant 30.
That thing came from the parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Now, if this had good FSR, you could try turning FSR on, but I wouldn't recommend it. This game has 1.0 FSR, which is absolutely just terrible. I would not recommend using it. So that's why I didn't even test it. It's just very, very bad, especially on small screens like this. It makes everything look terrible when you're already on like 1080p or 720p. Not a good idea.
You notice nothing.
Not unless it's an absolute like necessity. Like the game just will not run without it. Like you're getting like 18 FPS, and with it you can, you know, it looks like crap, but you can at least get 30. Then I can understand. I've even done that in some of my settings sometimes. But at least we can hit 30 sometimes, and I can blow myself up because it's fun. But I already know there's a healing thing right over here anyway, so who cares? And we're still definitely getting more FPS than we did before on high, so medium is definitely a better way to go. I mean, I could play like this on this, no problem. This doesn't really bother me, dropping a little on a game like this. Usually I'm a huge FPS snob, but on a game like this, I really just don't care. As long as it's not an absolute slideshow, I'm a happy guy. And as long as it's not crashing every 5 seconds. Give me some gold. I want all the goblin gold. Alright, well, that was interesting.
We are trapped.
Yes, I know you're trapped.
1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
Help us.
No.
Release us.
I refuse. At least for now. We'll release them eventually when we get to my settings, just like we did on the Steam Deck. But in any case, here I think it's time for us to go and get on with a little low. Well now, let's drop it down to low. Check out all of our settings again here. As you can see, now we're on the low preset. And alright, now let's get into the game and we'll see how low does. Now we are on low graphics preset here, so let's just run around and maybe it'll stay at 30 plus
the
now.
pool that
That would be
thing
cool.
came from. The parasite now writhing
parasite.
behind your eye.
Roll that dice. Well, that is not going to work. It's only half of what I need. Failure.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Well, let's just reach on in there. Oh no! Who would have expected that to happen? Anyway, let's go heal up, go loot that body over there, and go off on our little testing path that we've created for ourselves here.
I feel better. Dead. Good.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job so far, and it doesn't look that bad on low. Looks definitely a little bad, but not the worst thing in the world.
1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
Now go on up here, go around our little trapped guy over here. Don't worry, we'll release him at the end for my settings here. Or at least attempt to. Last time I failed on the Steam Deck. Couldn't get his brain out. But maybe I can this time. Who knows? It's all luck of the draw in this kind of game. Anyway though, now let's go move on to my setting. Well, alright. I finally decided on some settings here after running around for a minute or two. And these are the things I decided to go with. I just wanted to hit around a 30 FPS mark because I figured people still wanted it to look alright, but I really couldn't put too much stuff up to medium even without it dropping under 30 a lot. And it still does a little, don't get me wrong, but not very often. It's kind of very similar to the Steam Deck frame rates with the settings I got here, but it still looks better, and it's at 1080p versus 720, well 800p rather, but you know what I mean. So anyway, let's get back into the game. Well, here we are, back in the game with my settings now.
This is the pool that thing came
Just the
from.
pool.
The parasite
So much
now
pool.
writhing behind your eye.
Let's investigate that. Can I get a good roll? Come on, come on, come on, good roll. No, not a good roll, bad. Or as they say,
You
failure.
notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Or whatever. Let's just, let's go in there and blow this thing up again. Alright, now let's go heal.
Odd. I feel better. Dead. Good.
Alright, now that we're on my settings, let's go talk to this brain thing.
Here. Yes, you've come to save us from this place.
Perhaps.
From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return. Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Let's inspect. Nope. Hey. All the fail.
Apart from this strange context, you notice nothing unusual about the brain.
But, in any case, why don't we go ahead and tone the graphics down to 720p and start all over again. Or tone the resolution down, rather. Alright, now to tone it down to 720p here. Same 120 hertz though. Oh, these things disabled, so that doesn't really matter anyway, and I doubt we'd get close to that anyhow. But anyhow, we're going to do Ultra to start with, just like we did at 1080p, and just work our way down, and then I'll do my custom settings at the end. And as I explained at the beginning, I'm not going to even bother with FSR, because it's FSR 1.0, and FSR already kind of sucks on these kind of handhelds when it's 2.0 or 2.1, so I'm not even going to entertain that. Unless somebody really wants me to, just to see how it is. Then I don't mind coming back, but I figured everybody really wanted to see how this game did, so I'm behind, so I have to get a bunch of these videos out. So I can always come back if you guys would like me to, and test out FSR, for sure. But in any case, let's get into the game, and see how 720p handles. Well, here we go with 720p on Ultra, and wow, it's actually getting pretty playable frame rates right off the get-go. I know people cringe when I try to say 30 FPS is playable, but it really is for like majority of people, especially for games like this. Even I'm not a big FPS snob in a game like this. You're just kind of wandering around slowly. Hey, cool, success.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
So you know what's a good idea? Let's reach into the pool. Oh no, how did that happen? No, we already knew that was gonna happen. I'm just fooling around, having a good old time. Let's go heal up though.
Good. I feel better.
Get ourselves a little loot.
Dead. Good.
1,000 years of humanoid history.
Yes,
Elves,
all
dwarves,
the history.
humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
We are trapped.
No, we'll talk to you a little later when we're doing my settings for 720p. It looks like we can get away with quite a bit of high settings too.
Help us.
But in any case, let's tone it down to high and see how that does. Well, alright, now we're going to tone it down to high graphics preset at 720 here. So as you can see, we're on the high preset now. So let's scroll on down. And there we go. That's the bottom. So into the game we shall go. Here's the high graphics preset now at 720p.
This is the pool that thing
So let's
came
just
from.
do what we've been
Parasite
doing
now
here.
writhing behind your eye.
Roll that dice. Wow, that was horrible. I got 1. Only 9 off.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Well, that's okay. Let's go over and heal.
Odd. I feel better. Dead. Good.
Alright, off we go. But yeah, seems to get very similar FPS to very high, or ultra, I mean. Well, now it's time for medium, I think. Here's the medium graphics settings now. So let's cruise through them. And now with that, let's get back to the game. Well now, here's medium presets.
This is the pool that thing came from.
At
The
720p.
parasite now writhing behind your eye. You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
Alright, now let's cruise on over and heal. Alright, so that's how you zoom in and out. That's cool.
I feel better. Dead. Good.
Alright, let's steal our gold from our dead friend over here. He's not going to need it.
A 1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
Yes, they do. Well, I'll just take your word for it. That'd be creepy if they actually started flashing behind my eyes. I'd probably stop playing the game and consult a priest. Or a scientist, or a doctor. I really wouldn't know who the hell to talk to in that case. Anyway, it is low time. Alright, now let's do low graphics settings. As you can see right here. Cruise on through just real fast. And with that, let's get into the game. Well, alright guys, now we got a little low graphics
This is the pool that
preset
thing
now.
came from.
At 720p.
Parasite now writhing
Oh wow, cool. We can
behind
get
your
close to
eye.
60 FPS on this too. I keep getting owned at this dice rolling thing. I lose 95% of the time.
You notice nothing more
But that's
than meets
okay.
the eye.
Game is still pretty fun from the small amount I've played.
Oh, God. I feel better.
Ding dong.
Dead.
Jade.
Good.
Hopefully I don't get too jaded. That was terrible. Alright, let's go steal this gold.
A 1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
We are trapped.
Well, we'll get you out next, because it's going to be my graphics settings time. I'm going to have to charge this thing for a teeny tiny minute time. I don't really want it going under 20th for 20% battery. It's not good for the batteries. In any case, though, we can still at least show you what settings I'm going to run before I do that, though. Alright, these are the settings we're going to go with. So let's cruise over them real fast, and then it's charging time for both my camera and the Ally, actually. Then we'll come back and get my settings. Luckily, you guys don't gotta wait for that stuff from through the wonderful world of video editing. But anyway, let's get into the game. Here we go with my settings now at 720p.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
It's definitely doing a lot better than the Steam Deck. That is for sure. I couldn't use any high settings or anything like that, or even have most things on medium. I had to put more things to low and a couple of things on medium, and we had to lock it to 30 just to make it somewhat smooth. So this is definitely the more fun way to play this particular game, but it's not like the Steam Deck can't play it at all. So that's still good. I can still play it no problem. I'm just saying this one does a little better. So I'm finally happy. Most of the time the Steam Deck's been winning out, so it's kind of nice to give this one a win. I'm sure a lot of people started thinking I was just a Steam Deck fanboy. But no, I'm just being honest.
Dead. Good.
Oh, almost forgot to grab our gold off our little goblin buddy over here. There we go. Alright, let's go talk to this silly brain thing. Okay, that was kind of weird. My camera just kind of decided it didn't want to be recording anymore. It didn't say it was overheating or it was full. It's got 4 hours of footage left. It's got 2 battery bars, so I don't know what the heck was up with that, but it just kind of stopped all of a sudden.
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of
I'm just glad I noticed it right away. I didn't just start playing by myself thinking, oh, I'm getting all this footage, and then all of a sudden it's just like, nah, you didn't get nothing.
The enemy. So many enemies. Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Alright, well, let's inspect. Alright, cool. We inspected it properly.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
Alright, well, let's try it. Last time I failed hardcore at this. And I failed even harder this time. Sorry, buddy, we're not getting your brain out of there today. It ain't happening.
The brain won't budge.
Alright, well, I don't want to destroy the brain, so we'll just leave it alone for now, I guess. Maybe I can come back in like a couple minutes and it resets. I don't know how this game works. Either way, I'm obviously just going to restart and make a custom character and everything. I just kind of quickly made one real fast just to get you guys a little bit of some footage here. But in any case, I think that's probably enough camera recorded gameplay anyway. So why don't we go ahead and wrap this video on up? Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for Baldur's Gate 3 on the Asus Ally, and it's very playable on this guy. 1080p is a little sketchy, but it's still playable. Yeah, very much the same kind of FPS as the Steam Deck was getting, only with higher settings, I might add, at 1080p, than the Steam Deck could do at 800p, so that's pretty cool. Finally, this thing's kind of got a win. Now, that's not to say you can't have fun with the game or play it on the Steam Deck. It was mostly at 30 FPS most of the time, and it could go up to like 36 or whatever. I kind of limited it. I didn't limit this one because half the time the dang frame limiter on this thing don't do shit anyway, so I didn't even bother with it. I just let it do its own thing. It's got a variable refresh rate screen anyway. I barely noticed. I wouldn't even think, I would probably think, say, if I was getting 60 FPS the whole time, it almost feels like. But I know it's not because I have the frame rate counter, but if I didn't have that up there, I would think, oh, this is getting more than acceptable FPS. Guess that's what I'm trying to say. But in any case, that is all I got for you guys for this particular system. So now it's time to move on and try the same thing on the Asus G15 Advantage. So let's go and, well, charge up the camera a little more and then move on to that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.